Well, I hope everyone's had a wonderful week up to this point. Happy Thursday. Happy Navajo Thursday. I was going to pull out a bunch of my buck lockbacks to do a lockback video, but when I seen this, I wanted to give this more time out in the natural light. I don't think I've had it out here to do a video. So, of course, if I brought this one out, I have to bring this one out. These were made by the Yellowhorse family. This was made by David Yellowhorse, and this was made by Brian Yellowhorse, who is the son of David. And I think there's another one. I don't know if it's a nephew of David or if Brian's already old enough where his son is doing the same type work now. But it's been passed down through generations. David learned how to do all this intricate inlay work from his grandfather, and it was mainly doing making jewelry. They have a trading store off of Route 66. I believe it's still open, and I believe it's off Route 66 out in Arizona. That'll explain the desert ironwood that David used in a lot of his customs. But David was the first one to start doing knife handles. And right around 1979, he started collaborating with Buck Knives to start making some customs. I guess David had some customs of his own, and someone from Buck had seen his work and invited him in to do some collaborations. So these were made. This is on the 704 Maverick frame. It's actually a slip joint. You'll see this. Well, nice and snappy. Yeah, 704 Maverick frame. Early 80s. You'll see it's got the script tang stamp. And David did he did the floral motif for the scroll work on the bolsters and the inlay of the handle. Why can't I move this up? And look at that turquoise pop in there. Is that something else? I'm glad. I knew this natural light would give it some pop. But this is how it goes. You got the stainless steel. I think it's stainless steel. Let me see if it's single. No, okay, it's capped. Nickel silver bolsters, scrolled by David Yellowhorse. Then it goes into a turquoise inlay, a nickel silver band inlay, black onyx inlay, red jasper inlay, black onyx again, and then you got this desert ironwood inlay, and inlaid into the wood is a nickel silver kind of band thing here. But if you look at it, this is not one piece. You have a strip of nickel silver, then a squiggly strip, then another strip of nickel silver. If you look at this part right here, you can see how this starts there. But it's not one piece. It's actually not connected. For years that I've had this, I thought that was all like one piece that he trimmed out. But no, he cut out each individual strip, and it probably was easier for him to bend it into the inlay here. Amazing work. Of course, you got some insufficiencies here. I can't talk this morning. Didn't have no coffee, so that's why I'm not shaking. But yeah, then there's the inlay of the Maverick. Get that, gorgeous. And then it repeats as it goes back to this way. And that turquoise is just popping. But yeah, he learned how to do this on jewelry from his grandfather. And there's a video of him talking about it where he broke the handle on his knife, and he just decided to use some of the materials that he was making jewelry out of to fix the handle. And he kind of liked it, and then started making handles for knives, and turned out to be a good choice of employment for him, or a choice of generating income. So, but anyway, this here, I got some details on it. There weren't that many of them made. If we go down, I can't, I'll have to do it this way. There were different variants of this that he did. The earliest ones were the buffalo, where you had a buffalo here, and he used turquoise and coral inlays that came with a wooden box. And then this is kind of backwards. Also did a coyote howling wolf, onyx and jasper accents. I believe that's supposed to be here, because there's no mother of pearl on the running horse. This is the running horse variant. But it's onyx, jasper, and turquoise. And this says turquoise, mother of pearl. But it does say the floral bolsters. So, but anyway, 75 to 150, they estimate, early 80s. There's no apparent official total where it says are not explicitly documented. 700 series. And David only did really small runs up until like 1989, where he did the 112 running bear, close to 4,000 pieces in 720 excuse me, 720 for this California edition. So that's pretty much the timeline. So all these here, the Mavericks with the different motifs, were done in the early 80s, anywhere from 1980 to 1983. And it's just a gem of a gem. I actually got, it's kind of like a jewelry case. It says Buck on it. But the inner liner kind of melted away. I don't know if you ever seen that happen. I guess it's typical of the glue that they use for the felt that they put on there. So it just kind of eats it all away. So I don't store it in that. This goes in a little Zippo bag with a little pillow of desiccant, and keep it all nice and fresh. Amazing work. Get you a good look at that high polish. Got some beeping going on. Get all them fingerprints off of there, and then we'll go on to the 112. But a nice high polish. And I believe what happened was the Yellow Horses only did the inlay work, and they would put their best assembly guy and polisher to do the rest of the work. You know, whoever could put the best finish on and do the finish work, because you'll see There's no gaps on this slippy. So they had one of their top people do that. Then later in the 2020s, I believe this is 2022, maybe 2021, is a Buck 112 Ranger with the drop point blade. And this is from the son, Brian Yellowhorse. And he signed the box. Blue mammoth tooth, 22 of 100, edge of a legend, USA made. And there's your part number. 0112 Brian Yellowhorse, blue mammoth tooth, 112 Ranger. And with that you get a little certificate. And this is I got a hold of his dad. And his dad has a YouTube channel, and I told him about me buying this. And at the very end, he put down, his dad did, "I wish you many years of enjoyment," in the comment when he replied to my comment. So that must be something that runs in the family there. But yeah, congratulations on your acquisition of customized knife. Brian's hand inlays of 10,000-year-old ice-aged mammoth tooth. And it is outstanding. Let's switch these around. Great stuff here. Very distinctive look and feel. And that's what I want to show you, because I never showed you guys the texture on this. So I'm hoping it'll show up. All this brown stuff here, that's the natural tooth. That's like the 10,000-year-old tooth there. And the dye work is what's called the Schlager effect, where you just kind of stripe through the natural grain of the tooth. Because I imagine the tooth was huge, but I don't know if you can see. There you go. See that? That's not from the dye. That's the actual fossilized tooth. All this here. And he used different colors of blue. Kind of like a pastel blue there. Some darker blues. But did some great work on the dye job there, because he left a lot of the tooth showing, the actual tooth. And I don't know, what side do you like better? This is the show side. And this side is brilliant here. And this is etched and signed, well, signed with an etch. 22 of 100. But look at this side. I love this thick band here. And kind of like the Jupiter sun. And this here, right into the stainless steel. This is all integrated. I don't think these are nickel silver caps on here. Might be. Let me get a closer look. No, this is one piece of stainless steel. And the inlay is just set in to that. But this here isn't stamped. It's carved out, and then there's some kind of like sprayed epoxy, black kind of gritty looking, almost like a sandpaper type thing. See that? Pretty cool. And once again put together by one of their best workmen. Fit and finish. Outstanding. In case you're wondering what I paid for these, got this at a great deal for $120. And I just kind of looked them up, and they're hard to find. They say on here for that one that there's only, for this variant here, there's only 20 to 30 surviving pieces, known surviving pieces per variant. I got to get a hold of the Buck Collectors Club, I think it's called. Yeah, Buck Collectors Club. Blade Forums, collectors tracking 20 to 30 known survivors per variant. And here it says, depending on condition, for the little Maverick, 200 to 400. So, but the market's down now, but I'd never sell that. That's going to go with the Warthog collection down into the my little brother, and then what he decides to do with it after that. I told him to have a fire sale if he wants, because he's not really interested in knives. So that's probably what'll happen. Anyway, for the Buck 112, this is for $300. This is the sheath you get. And you would think they would probably try and give you something a little more flashy for a flashy knife like this, but it's not for carrying. It's for bringing out and talking about. So you got your blue dyes, your 10,000 year old tooth, and the Yellowhorse trademark. Oh, what year? Okay, 2021. Okay, I knew it was either 2021 or 2022. I was going to polish this up with some case paste, but I don't know if I want to get that stuff all over there. Comes up to a pretty good shine with just the little index and a cloth like that. Wow, my throat. Man, I can't talk long still. All right, guys, that's it. Until next time, my friends, take care. Peace. Bye-bye.